Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on a bunch of trailers that, quite frankly, alone, I can't review them. I can't review them. They're not, to me, they're not even good enough to review by themselves. So I'm going to review, and a bunch of stuff dropped today. So I'm going to look at a bunch of trailers and tell you what I think. And I don't think much of them. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's what? It's the Pineys, book 1 through 9. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle. Unlimited is free. All right. Let's start with the one that I do like. But it's just a teaser trailer. Oppenheimer is coming. This is a new Christopher Nolan movie starring... the guy from 28 Days and the Squeaky Bleakers or whatever the hell that show's called. Peaky Blinders, that's it. So it's you don't really learn anything from this teaser other than it's coming. And Christopher Nolan makes a decent movie, so I think at the very least it'll be very watchable. But then I looked at this trailer for Little Demon. It stars Aubrey Plaza, Lucy DeVito, Danny DeVito, and a bunch of other people. And the premise of the series is the girl, this awkward girl who goes to high school, is the Antichrist. Ha 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 ha. And, and she goes to high school and she realizes she's the daughter of the devil because, I don't know, they try to pick on her and then she uses all her demonic powers to kill a bunch of people, and then, I don't know, her father comes back, and then, I don't know, some weird rewriting of hell, and it's not very funny. I don't know why you would greenlight this. I don't know why you would. I mean, don't get me wrong, the cast is great. They got a lot of funny people in this. The problem is, it's a comedy can't punch down. You can't really punch down. And this is now punching down. It's official. It's official. You're punching down because this is ha 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 hell. No, it's not what you think it is. Religious people. Oh, isn't this outrageous? We're doing something about hell. It's not as bad as you think. Or, some of it's kind of cool. Like, that would have played back in the 80s and maybe 90s. Maybe even the 2000s. I mean, they did Lucy, Daughter of the Devil on Adult Swim. But this feels like... Really? How many times are you going to do something like this? And who are you punching at? I guess the religious types? I mean, how many times are you going to kick people when they're down? The religious people in this country, nobody's religious anymore. I mean, there are still, it's making a comeback. It's making a comeback, but this isn't outrageous. You're supposed to be outrageous in comedy. This isn't outrageous. This is complete, utter status quo comedy. If you wanted to do something outrageous, how about a bunch of characters who get religion and they're good and they're the good guys? Oh my God. You could never get that greenlit in Hollywood, right? And I'm not picking on Danny DeVito or Aubrey Plaza, who I do like, but my God, how many times are you going to do something like this? Oh, it's so outrageous. They're going to hell. It's just not that outrageous. It's not that funny. It's just not. And I watched the trailer, and it wasn't that funny. Like, oh, she turns into a demon. She has demon powers. Oh, she doesn't want to be the Antichrist. They did that on American Dad in 2 episodes. So, I don't know why you would greenlight this. It's not outrageous at all. It would have been outrageous 20 years ago, maybe. Even 20 years ago, you're kind of pushing it. Really, back in the 80s, this would have been, oh my God, the religious right would have came out of the woodwork to say, oh, you can't watch this. This is terrible, showing demonic things on TV. That would have been a risk. That would have been outrageous. This? It's just not... If you had done the complete opposite, right? If you had done the complete exact opposite, called it Little Angel, about an angel comes down to earth and or inhabits a little girl and starts making people religious, oh my God, would you have heard the gnashing of teeth? You would have heard crazy gnashing of teeth. And then you would have had all these woke idiots with pink hair going up against her, but she's just innocent and pure. You can't do anything about it. Right? That would have been interesting. It would have been different in this era. It would have been totally different, and you could have made fun of all the woke morons. You could have made fun of the people. Instead, you're doing the same damn thing. Same damn thing. This is so. It frustrates me to no end to see funny, talented people cast in projects that just aren't that funny. House of Darkness. This is Justin Long and Kate Bosworth. I think this is something about the daughter of a vampire, maybe Dracula. I don't know. It's not very clear in the trailer. It feels like more of a teaser and all wind up. And it seems weird to do. It seems like they're putting the whole movie on Justin Long, and I don't think his box office is strong enough to hoist a whole movie by himself. Maybe not even Kate Bosworth, really. And they don't really show you the vampires, so if it is vampires, I don't know. It didn't look scary. It looked like it starts with two people sitting on the couch talking about trying to tell scary stories, and then Justin Long tells the story that they're in. So is it imaginary? Is it all in his head, or is it actually happening? I don't know. It's kind of a confusing trailer, which is another reason I didn't want to even be bothered with it. Final Summer. This movie looks like an homage, yet again, to slasher movies. Only this one is more of an homage to Jason and Friday the 13th, I guess. And there is a guy in a hockey mask, but I don't think he's a killer. There are people walking around with axes. There's a lot of dark, mysterious stuff happening at a summer camp. And it's 1991. What are we doing here? Is this something? Am I supposed to know this? It says a Friday the 13th tribute. Okay. Is this based on a real story that happened that Friday the 13th was based on? Or what is it? A Friday the 13th tribute. It just looks like slasher movie from the past. I mean, I'm sick of Michael Myers, and at least that's Michael Myers and Jamie Lee Curtis. I was sick of these movies back in the 80s when they were popular. My friends would go, oh, let's go see Friday the 13th. Nah, I'm not going. Oh, you're not going to see Friday the 13th? Part 9? Or whatever the hell we were up to? And I'd be like, no, it's stupid. He's just going to kill a bunch of people. Is that what this is? I can't even really tell from the trailer. You see a lot of like, oh, ah, oh. You don't see any bodies. You don't really see any murder. So, I don't know, a tribute to Friday the 13th? Is this a real movie? Have I been taken in by a fake movie? I don't know. I'm just watching these trailers getting demoralized one after another. Then there's A League of Their Own, the series, which looks like they jam-packed every possible woke thing imaginable in this to make a rewriting of history from, I guess, the 40s, 50s. So you're going to confront racism, sexism, all at an era where it was perfectly acceptable, where what people would consider racist and sexist today wasn't even considered racist or sexist. Not that there wasn't any racism there obviously was. But, man, it's all built around that. Oh, and don't worry, they throw in a lesbian scene too. Yeah. And I'm just like, what is this? What is this? You people, I mean, at least they're developing stuff that it makes sense to dump all the woke crap into this show, right? I mean, it was woke coming out the gate. But at least the movie was kind of cutesy. It was kind of cutesy at a time where things weren't so woke, and then it was like, oh, there's no crying in baseball. At least it was a little fun. This doesn't look fun at all. Holy F, is this looking preachy as F. Preachy as F, starring the girl from Broad City. And, I mean, so you got the lesbianism, you got the racism, you got the sexism. It's like the 1940s. And just like the 1940s, there's still no audience for women's sports. Oh, and what is a woman? Are you going to throw in some trans girls while you're at it? Might as well. Might as well. It's one of the most preachy trailers I've seen. Anyhow, this is going to drop on Prime Video, and no, I won't watch it. This looked mildly interesting. It's called The Serpent Queen. It's about Catherine de Medici, a noblewoman, maybe a queen. I don't think she was a queen, though. Excuse me. Yeah. A piece of spice from dinner. I don't think she was an actual queen. Maybe she was just called that. But it's a weird trailer. It's from Stars, and it's weird because they're playing like guitar music behind it. But it is nicely fast paced. It looks semi-historical, but again, it all focuses on the women. It's about how a woman got screwed over in her marriage and then decided, that's it, I'll never trust anybody again, and I'm going to use all my womanly wiles to screw over everybody, which is what apparently she does in the whole series. I feel like I've seen the whole series by seeing that trailer. Kind of gives away the store. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think this necessarily is woke, because it does seem to ring a little truer to the history. But you can see why it was greenlit in the woke times that we still apparently live in. I feel like a lot of these projects are just being teed up because it's too late. We already shot them. We already shot these things, and they're gonna happen anyway. So we might as well just release them, try to make our money. I mean, this one doesn't look awful. It looks like it actually might be good for at least a few episodes, but who knows? You got the She-Hulk thing, which is woke as F. Burial, I looked at that. That looked interesting. Mythic Quest, I hear is a good show. I have never watched it, but it has Rob McElhenney in it, about video game developers. And of course, Samaritan, that looked pretty good. What was the other one? Oh, Blonde. Now, I probably should review this one separately when there's a better trailer coming out, like Oppenheimer, but Blonde looks a little, it's like too overdeveloped, I mean, it's based on a book by Joyce Carol Oates. Is that her name? Or Carol Oates, whatever her name is. She looks great. Ana de Armas looks just like her. But, I don't know. And then they got, I think, not Adrian Brody. Yeah, maybe it's Adrian Brody as DiMaggio, maybe? But it looks kind of overblown. I don't know. I'll wait for a full trailer to give my opinion on that one. But it looks a little overblown. Oh yeah, Interview with a Vampire. Another thing that looked. Did I do this one? I don't think I did. Because I watched it and I just was like, really? We don't even need to do this one. Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt were fine, and now they're going to just do it again, and now it's going to be a series, I guess. I mean, now that Anne Rice is gone, I guess they could do whatever the heck they want. There was this trailer for Uncoupled, starring Neil Patrick Harris. Now, I often praised Neil Patrick Harris for the longest time. He would just do any role. It didn't matter that he was gay. He just seemed to be throwing into roles. And this one kind of is that, although he is gay in this. But it's a very kind of gay movie about a guy who breaks up with his longtime partner and then has to go back to the single life after many years of being married, which is why it's called Uncoupled. So, newly single forgot how to mingle. It looks okay. I mean, Neil Patrick Harris does have a ton of charisma, and he's very funny. But, I mean, for me, watching it, I was just like, yeah, I don't really understand all the references. Like, some of the stuff in, I guess you'd call it gay culture, I just don't get. So I'm like, okay. If you're not going to spoon feed it to me, I guess it'll just go over my head, and I'll just go, well, I guess. I guess this is appropriate to take naked photos of yourself and send them to other guys. I mean, it felt a little weird to hear him talk about that stuff kind of casually in the trailer. It didn't feel funny, and I think it would. I think the tone was supposed to be funny. So, I guess. And I think that was it. I want to say there was one more, but I guess that was it. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming out. Oh, here's Quantum Leap. I haven't looked at this. It's a lot of stuff dropping today, and it just wasn't great. Just too much of. I don't know. I mean, like the Pearl movie. I saw that one. That one looks at least mildly interesting in that you got a different. You've got a time period we've seen before, done in a cool style, but done using a story that we haven't seen in that style before. Whereas most of these other movies are and TV shows, they just feel kind of tired. It's kind of like more of the same. Am I the only one thinking this? Am I just too old for this stuff? No, you're gonna say yes. Yeah, you're old. Yeah, okay, whatever. But I don't know, man. It's just like this is what you have to look forward to, I guess. Just getting to the point where you watch stuff and you just go, where the hell's the good stuff? I used to watch movies and we used to joke, me and my friends, that the summer of suck is here. And most of the movies were terrible. And they actually, looking back on it, compared to this stuff, wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad because at least they followed the formulas that work, to a large degree, and weren't so relentlessly agenda driven. Relentlessly so. I mean, they've destroyed the movie industry between a certain medical thing and wokeness, and they seem to have abandoned that for TV, and now everybody's diving into TV when it was big, essentially during that dark time of a medical thing. Now it's like too late. Everybody's jumping out of streaming. What are they going to watch? They're going to watch free stuff on the internet because everybody's going to be broke. Everybody's coming to brokenness. You'll all be joining me in the world of brokenness. And let me tell you something. It's not great. I've been cutting out dessert. Not because I don't want it. It's because I can't afford it. Figured I'd save some money that way. So enjoy that. But I don't think you'll be enjoying any of these movies I looked at. Except maybe, I don't know, maybe Oppenheimer and maybe the Marilyn Monroe movie. I guess. I don't know. It just seems like a weird day for movies, doesn't it? And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for more bass takes. We have a Hollywoke hot take and a news blast. And let me show off Joan's cool haircut before I go. So here's Joan's haircut. She looks very nice. How you feeling? I know, it's very traumatic. She got a free bandana. Yes, you are so clean now. You look like you're half your weight. You're so small and tiny and skinny. Oh, she's very cute. So, ending on a positive with cute little Joan. Joan and I will see you